Okay, so Juno has made it to the land of the clouds, and she's about to address the king. Ad quem tum Juno supplex his vocibus usast. To whom then Juno, as a suppliant, used these words. Iole, namque tibi divum parterat quominum rex, et mulcere dedit fluctus, et tollere vento. Aeolus, in fact, indeed, forsooth, the father of the gods and the king of men, to you gave the power both, and there's a both and situation, both to soothe the tides, that's fluctus, accusative plural, fourth declension, and to raise them with the wind. So to calm down the waves and to raise them up with a gusty wind. Gains inamica mihi Tyrrhenum navigat aequor. A race hostile to me is sailing the Tyrrhenian Sea. That's the sea that's off the coast of Carthage. Illi in Italiam portans victosque penates, bringing Ilium into Italy and bringing her conquered household gods. Incute vim ventis, strike force into the wind, submersas quobrue pupes, and sink the submerged ships. Sink the submerged ships? Sink the sunken ships? What are you talking about? So this is a very famous example of a rhetorical poetic figure called prolepsis. Prolepsis is when you say something that you want to do as if it's already done. Like, for example, kill him dead, which means kill him so that he becomes dead. That's what she's asking here. Sink the ships so that they become sunken. Aut age diversos et discique corpora ponto, and drive them scattered. Drive them so that they become scattered, and cast their bodies into the sea. Sunt mihi bis septem praestanti corpore nymphae. There are to me twice 7 nymphs. So bis is an adverb. Septem is indeclinable. So that is actually agreeing with nymphae, which is nominative plural. There are to me twice 7 nymphs means I have 14 nymphs. Why didn't he just say 14? Because that's a hard word to scan. Also, twice 7 sounds cooler. I have 14 nymphs. I have twice 7 nymphs. Praestanti corpore. Those are both ablative. That's an ablative of description. I have twice 7 nymphs with outstanding body or of outstanding body. I've added a couple of things in here to make this next line easier. Quorum quae forma pulcherrima Deiopeia is the line in Latin. Imagine there's unam here. Unam as the direct object of jungam. Quorum, relative clause, the antecedent is nymphae. Unam is also referring to one of those nymphs. So, I will join. That's the verb right there. Of whom I will join one. Okay? So, I have 14 nymphs, one of whom I will join. And then we get to hear a relative clause describing this one nymph. So the antecedent of quae is this unstated unam in there. I will join one of whom. Who, and then there's no verb here, so imagine that's there. Who is most beautiful in form. And her name is Deiopeia. That's like an appositive to quae. Okay, one more time. I have twice 7 nymphs of outstanding body, one of whom I will join, one of whom who is most beautiful in form, Deiopeia, I will join in stable marriage, joined to you, understood, in a lasting marriage, propriamque dicabo, and I will call her yours. So imagine there's like or something, and I will call her yours, your property. Omnis, that's a long I, that's accusative, it agrees with annos. Omnis ut te commeritis pro talibus annos exigat. So that she, result clause, so that she spend all of her years, so that she spends all of her years with you in return for such merits. So you do me a favor, I will do you a favor. Et pulchra faciat te prole parentem, and make you, so that she spends her whole life with you and makes you a parent of beautiful offspring. We would say a parent of offspring. She's saying a parent, make you a parent by means of beautiful offspring. Aeolus haec contra. Aeolus's response. So literally it says Aeolus in response these things. So he answers these things in return. Tuus, O regina, quid optes explorare labor. So imagine there's an est there, even though there's not. Tuus, O regina, quid optes explorare labor. Your job, O queen, is to explore, to consider, think about, quid optes, what you want. That is an interrogative pronoun, which makes this an indirect question, which is why it's subjunctive, optes. Your job, O queen, is to consider what you want. Mihi iusa capessere facest. For me, it is right to carry out the things having been ordered, from eubeo. So in answer, he says, you think about what you want, and I do what I'm told. That's like a very polite way of saying, I'll take that deal, while acting like it's your job to take that deal, and her job to make that deal, even though you're instead of like acting like you're taking a bribe, which is maybe what he's actually doing. Tu mihi quodcum tu mihi quodcum quoc regni tu sceptra joemque. That's a tough one. Yeah. Quodcum quoc. Concilias. Tu das epulis accumbere divum nimborumque facis tempestatumque potentem. You. Now we need a verb here. And this one doesn't work quite so well in this clause as this one does. So we're going to steal this one instead of that one and come back to this one later. You give to me this thing of a kingdom. So that regni is partitive genitive with hoc, which is the direct object of das, so neuter singular accusative. Quodcumque is an indefinite adjective. Also, you can tell from this part that it is agreeing with hoc. It's also a neuter singular accusative. So how to put that all together? This thing of a kingdom is like, it's not much of a kingdom, but such as it is, it's a kingdom. And this same thing, like this thing, whatever it is, of a kingdom. So this kingdom, such as it is, might suffice as a translation in English. So, one more time. You give to me this kingdom such as it is. You celebrate concilias. You... I can't come up with a good translation for that. You enjoy scepters and Jove or something. Check the translation of that. You give, that is, you allow me, so imagine that there's may in there. You allow me to recline at the feasts. That's a dative of with a compound verb. You allow me to recline at the banquets of the gods, divorum, nimborumque facis, and make Me, again, understood. Potentem. And you make me powerful of clouds. So powerful of clouds, in English, it might be easier if you said something like master or king or something like that. You make me master of the clouds and of the storms. That is in Aeolus's swift response with, nymph, sure, deal. And we'll see what happens next.